Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's GTA 5 video, I'm going to be running you through my updated 2020 garage tour on both my PlayStation 4 and PC accounts, which are my current generation main accounts that I end up using. I do have an Xbox One account, but I'm pretty sure I have like one car on there. So it's really not even worth checking it out. So since we're going to be going over so many cars today, it's got to be like 200, 300, 400 cars in total. We're basically going to do like the Spark Notes version of each garage instead of going crazy in depth on each single one. But we are going to be stepping foot in every single property. So let's get it started today. We are on the PlayStation 4. And my first garage, I don't really know what the theme was going on here. I think I was trying to go for like a race car vibe. But even then, it still has like way too many random cars mixed in there. But you've got like the Jester, Masako race car. You've actually got the race car, the Hot Ring Saber. You've got a couple of other like supercars in there towards the back, like the Taipon and the Entity XXR. But there's also a couple of like random trucks in there. So I don't know what was going on in there. Garage number 2, I remember this one because these are the cars from the Diamond Casino heist. So you've got the Retinue Mark II, the Evron. You've got like the Lifeguard Blazer and the Bugstar van, and obviously some of the other newer vehicles like the Lampadati Komoda and a handful of others. So I'm sure some of you guys will recognize those. I remember clearing out this garage space specifically for all of those cars. Our next garage, still sticking in the penthouse garage. I think this was a movie-themed garage because you'll notice some of the license plates will say like Toy Story or A-Team or Kit or Mystery for like the Mystery Machine. So I'm pretty sure I was trying to do like a movie, TV show set of cars here. And there's a lot of recognizable one like the Dukes of Hazzards, Christine. It's like I'm pretty sure that's the theme that was going on here. So this is definitely one of my favorite garages just because that looks awesome in my opinion. Staying in the same apartment complex, our next garage, I don't know what was going on here. And that's another thing I did for this video is I didn't go and like reorganize all my garages. I wanted to make this as authentic as possible. I literally just hopped in each garage to show you guys what was really going on here. And this garage actually had some like customized cars, like this white Truffade Adder. Like I had fully upgraded this. It had its own custom Veyron license plate, but I don't know why some of the other cars were just like not customized at all. So I can't tell you if this is like a movie themed one or whatever the case is. But that's another garage right there. Moving on to our next one. Again, I don't really know what the theme of this one is. Maybe like old school cars. You've got like the Hot Knife. You've also got a handful of other cars like the Anis Silvestra. And just some random ones like the Z-Type and the Itali GTB. Again, that's what's going to happen in some of these garages. They're just ultra random, and this one is no exception. Moving on to our next garage here, I'm pretty sure this is a garage from the Grand Tour if the license plates didn't give it away. So if you're wondering why there's a wide variety like the Tropos Rally and then some other supercars, that's probably why, because these were all vehicles that were featured on either Top Gear or the Grand Tour, which is one of my favorite car shows of all time. And we've done some car shows and live streams and stuff like that where we've featured some of those vehicles. So that's probably why you're seeing them here. There's some really cool, simple, clean designs on here as well. So maybe you guys can let me know which overall vehicle that you've seen so far is your favorite. But anyways, let's move on to the office garage. I have vehicles on all 3 of the garages, but let's start on the first floor of the first one. And I think this garage overall was meant to be a supercar garage. At least I think that's what it was supposed to start out as, because that's what the whole first floor is. The second floor is actually supposed to be a Truffade floor, but I don't know how well I kept that up. So you can see like the Z-Type and the Adder and the Nero Custom. Actually, I think I did a great job keeping the second floor of this garage like all Truffade vehicles. That one actually looks really nice. And the third floor, I'm not sure what I was going for here. Definitely more supercars because you've got like the Overflawed Tyrant and the Autarch and the Cyclone and even some classic cars like the Osiris, FMJ, Tesseract, and then for whatever reason, the Vapid Click. I don't really know why I decided to put this one in here, but I did. Going into office garage, number 2. Again, I think this was supposed to be like a sports car garage. Maybe the first floor was supposed to be like a Fister, because you've got the Neon, the Comet SR, Comet Retro Custom, but it kind of tails off as then you get some random ones like the Jester and the Michele GT. On the second floor, again, more like race cars. I think this was supposed to be a Progen floor, but I don't know why the Vapid Flash GT is in here. Like, the rest of the floor is awesome. Like, you can see the GP1, you can see the Itali GTB, the Tyrus, Itali GTB Customs. So I don't know, again, why that car is there. I probably just forgot about it. And the third floor, sort of a random assortment, like the Flash GT, the Pariah, the Ellie, a handful of other cars. So that's the second office garage. The third office garage, I think, was supposed to be a like weaponized or military garage, but I probably strayed away from that just a little bit. As you can see, there's like some random vehicles in there, like another Progen GP1. On the second floor, though, I tried to stick with the weaponized theme. You've got the Vigilante, the Viserys, you've got the Deluxo, and you've got the Stromberg, but then it sort of tails off. And the third floor is just a random assortment of like some bikes and a couple of other vehicles like the Yosemite. I don't know what I was doing here. I guess when new vehicles were added, I just like said, oh, this will work. So that's probably why you see that there. Let's move on to the nightclub now. I don't have a ton of vehicles in the nightclub. In fact, I only really have one floor. And in the nightclub, these are mostly the vehicles that were added in the nightclub update. As you can see, you've got the Revolter, you've got the Stafford, you've got the Jester Classic, you've got the Swinger, you've even got the Scramjet, and then I think it was like the Heavy Menacer. Is that sort of weaponized one in the corner? So you'll sort of notice that if a new update has a garage, it usually features the vehicles from that update, but that's ultimately what I had in my nightclub. Moving on to the Arena Workshop. Again, as you would expect here, a lot of arena vehicles. Not really all that surprising. I didn't really try to go for like a specific theme on each one of the floors. I just sort of added the arena vehicles that I wanted to put in here. And then there are some random ones. Like I've got a Principe Devastate 8 hanging about. And even on some of the lower floors, like for whatever reason, I've got a Schlagen GT mixed with a couple of other arena war cars. So I really don't know. And then the final floor just consists of a vehicle I don't even remember getting, the Itali GTO, and then the Pegassi Toros. I don't even know if that one's customized, and another Tesseract. Again, really random. That's all I can tell you. After that, it's on to the Casino Penthouse Garage. And I actually do have a lot of cars in here, as you would imagine. These are mostly from the Diamond Casino and Resort. So you've got the Vicer Neo, Bravado Gauntlet Classic. You've got the Progen Imerus, the Anis S80RR, Vapid Peyote Gasser, the Pegassi Russo, the Krieger, the Obey 8F Drafter, which is currently the podium vehicle when I'm recording this video. So a lot of current cars that are in that garage. Believe it or not, I also have a motorcycle clubhouse. I don't know when's the last time I've driven a motorcycle, but it has things like the Nightblade and the Sanchez. And if you're wondering why there are any spaces, before I started recording, I checked that I had all the vehicles out of the Moores Mutual. None of them were impounded. So if you see any spaces, it's because I legitimately just don't have the whole thing filled up. So that's why you'll probably see some stuff there. But that is my motorcycle clubhouse. And last but not least, at least on the PlayStation 4, I have the arcade. And on the arcade, I don't actually have a ton because obviously the update just came out and I'm splitting time between the two systems. So I've got the Debauchy JB700W, the Rune Zaba, and the newly released Overflod Immorgon. So pretty simple stuff. Those are all the vehicles that I have on the PlayStation 4. Again, I don't know how many cars that was. And what's fun about doing this is you really do get to take a trip down memory lane. Like you'll recognize some cars and you'll be like, oh, I know what I was doing when I had that car. I remember buying that for the first time. So that's on the PS4. Let's move over to the PC now. And since we're in the arcade, let's start there. And I actually don't have a ton of cars in here either. I've got the brand new Grotti Furia, which is a really fun car. I like that one a lot. the Maxwell Vagrant, and then for whatever reason, the Ocelot Ardent. I don't know what the heck I was doing with this car. I don't even know why. There must have been some reason for it, but I certainly can't remember. Getting into some of my apartment properties, let's just start on them. No idea what was going on in this garage. I think this was supposed to be like a glitched garage. As you can see, I've got like a Panto with no grill, and I have a Vapid hot knife that doesn't have like any fenders. So again, I don't know what the heck I was doing in here. I think this is like I have an experiment to try with a car. Let's just shove it into this garage. So that's kind of the result that happened here. Going into the next garage, this one has a little bit more of a theme. These are like gun running cars. I know that for a fact. And I've actually customized a lot of these, and I'm a huge fan of some of these cars, like the Cheetah Classic and the Pegassi Torero. Same with the Ocelot XA21 and the Debauche Wagner. Like, these are some of my favorite cars in the game. And in fact, I even forgot that I had this garage, and I guess I was just trying to pair all the gun running cars together. So that's a pretty fun garage right there. The next one, I don't know if I had like a truck fetish going on or what the heck. These cars like aren't even customized. The trucks are just like random. So again, I don't know what I was doing. Maybe this was in some preparation of like a car show, but it's literally just like half a garage filled with trucks. Like, kind of random, very weird. The next garage I also think is another like movie garage, because I definitely started to recognize them, like the Tron bike, Mr. Bean's car. You've got the Scramjet, which I know is based off of a movie vehicle, the Vigilante, which is obviously the Batmobile. You've got Eleanor from Gone in 60 Seconds, the DeLorean from Back to the Future. You've got the Stromberg from James Bond. So again, this was definitely a movie garage. I can't name all the cars for certain, but it was probably one I did a couple of years ago. A lot of fun cars in that garage. The next one, also really fun in a different way. This, I don't know what I was doing with this, like experimenting with colors. That Chariot Romero hearse right there, that is a like old school hearse. Like, I had to get that when like someone glitched their hearse into online and I was able to get mine. So that's retro. Also, a lot of these paint jobs I've had on here from like the Xbox 360 days. Like some of these bright neon ones, I was obsessed with those colors back then. I don't know why. So this garage was a lot of fun. I've also got like a mystery machine there, as you guys can see, like totally random. Again, I can't really explain all the choices that I decided to go with here. But yeah, that is another garage. Let's move on to another one. And this one is like the Lost Bikers garage. It's just a bunch of motorcycles and like a picador and a lowrider. Like, literally, I have no idea what I was thinking here. The only thing I could think of is that maybe this was at one time an all lowrider garage and I was like starting to get rid of them. And maybe I replaced them with some bikes. I don't know, because I actually have a MC Clubhouse. That's totally weird. Let's go to my first office garage now. I've got two of them on this PC account. And this is random, but I do like the cars in here. So there's no real theme, but you go from like the Coil Cyclone to the Vapid Retinue to the Grotti Vision to some weaponized cars. So I don't really know what was going on here. Second floor of the first garage. Again, like random things like a Prius and then a really cool looking Progen Tyrus. And then some like Halloween vehicles. So again, not too sure what was going on that floor. Third floor, maybe some more like old-timey cars. Albany Roosevelt, Roosevelt Valor. That's kind of like the only thing that makes sense. And then some more supercars and sports cars at the very end. So that is the first office garage. Office garage number 2, kind of in the same boat here, but maybe a little bit more of like a sportier theme. First floor is mostly supercars until you get around the corner, and then it's like the Retinue and then the Western Sovereign. And the second floor, now these are some fun colors. Like I've got Ken Block's Flash GT, and that Massacro right there with the lime green. I have not updated that car since I bought it on the Xbox 360. So I told you guys I was like obsessed with these bright, crazy colors, and that lime green is definitely one of them. And on the final floor, I literally have 2 cars, so I really don't know what was going on there. But those are my office garages. And then as far as the nightclub goes, on this account, I have a little bit more of the same. Some random cars like the Patriot, but then I'll have things like the Dinka Jester Classic and the fire crawler, free crawler, I should say, and then like the Mammoth Patriot stretch. So some weird choices there, but still having a nightclub vibe to it. If we go to the arena, again, a little bit more of the same. Some arena vehicles, but like random ones sprinkled in there. Like, why have the new Lampadati Komodo in here? I will never know. It just seems like such a random choice. And then a bunch of other crazy arena war variants in here. Like some of them are the clowns. Some of them are like the, the Mad Max variant. So there's a lot of different things going on here. And then random cars like the, Weenie Issy Classic, because why not? So the arena that I have on the PC, definitely a little bit random. Now, after that, it's time to head towards my motorcycle club, which has some retro motorcycles in there too, like that Pegassi Batti 801, another bike that I haven't touched since I bought it on like the second or third day in Grand Theft Auto Online. So really taking a trip down memory lane here, and a couple of other vehicles like the Gargoyle and the Rat Bike, just for fun. And the final vehicle of the bunch today on my PC account is in the facility, and it's just the Avenger. Like, I feel like I didn't have a need for any of the other cars or bikes or things you have to store in the facility other than the Avenger. That's really like the only thing I needed. And some other vehicles that I really didn't touch on today because they're not really like stored in a garage, but I obviously have the MOC, I have the Terabyte. Inside of the Terabyte, I have the Oppressor Mark II, which you've seen me riding around on in this video. So vehicles like that, I felt like they were kind of obvious to show off. But those are all the cars that I own on PlayStation 4 and PC that have transferred over from my days on Xbox 360. And that is my ultimate updated 2020 garage tour for Grand Theft Auto Online. Again, I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Which vehicle did you think was the best? What does your garage situation and status look like in the new decade? Let me know your thoughts, opinions, and more in the comments down below. If you guys did go to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and Red Dead Redemption videos that I'm doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care. I'll see you guys in the next video.